everybody, today I'm going to be giving you a little tour of my office. It's definitely not anything revolutionary or amazing, but I love it and it's my little workspace. And if this gives you any tips or ideas on creating your own little workspace so that you can be the most productive that you can be, then I hope this helps. As you walk in, this is the first bit you see. Now this is a board that was actually at my Zoella apartment not long ago, and it's a huge, biggest cork board I've ever seen. And I left it there for everybody to take pictures on the Polaroid and write little notes, and I asked them if I could have it once they were done with it, and I've put it in my office so that everyone else can see it. I love it. It makes me really happy when I look at this. I also have these like sticker gold glitter letters which a company sent to me, and I didn't ever really know where I could put them, but above this I think worked quite nicely. I really like this little space. This is my first set of drawers, which I'm not going to show you inside because in all honesty it may look organised from the outside, but inside these drawers is just a mess of everything I've thrown in here. It's got cameras, lenses, chargers, random acrylic letters, just a little bit of everything in there, which I could definitely do with organising. But on here I've got two of my favourite prints. This one is, I think, from Not on the High Street, and it just says, "She believed she could, so she did," which I think is a really nice quote. I love it. It's one of those things that whenever I look at it, kind of reminds me that anything I really want to do, if I put my mind to it, I can do it, or I can at least try. And then this one, which is actually quite hard to read, but it says, "Don't let anyone dull your sparkle," which again, I just think is a really nice, inspirational quote. And then I've got a selection of plants here. You're lucky because today I've got some new ones and they look really happy and fresh. Onto my desk, which is where the magic happens, i.e. work, being productive, editing, all sorts of things. This is like my favourite chair ever. This is just from John Lewis. I just think office chairs in general are kind of ugly looking, and I think this one looks really nice, so I'm quite happy with my office chairs. I've got my lamp. Obviously most desks need to come with a lamp, computer, and because I will often work on my laptop at my desk as well, I've got a little stand which actually I find really useful. I've got a couple of plants on my desk. I've got one at this end in my blooming marvellous pot, and I've got one here which I think is my favourite plant because it looks like the pot has hair and it says "Pick me." I've also got my pot of pencils, a stapler, a hole punch, and some sellotape. My desk essentials. I've got hand creams, cleansing hand gel, lip balms, and some small candles just to give it a nice scent. I've got some acrylic storage which I just keep my notebooks in because then they're standing up, and I just think it looks nicer than if you have a huge pile on the side, and they're also very easy to grab. I think one thing I find keeps me super productive in here is when my desk is clear of mess, which I'm going to be honest, it isn't always, but when it is, I just feel so much more productive. And I just think a desk space is something that you have to really love. Over here is the kind of corner of the room, and I think one thing that makes any office space or desk area really personable to you is photographs. And I don't really tend to have a lot of photos in the rest of the house, but in here I have a lot of Polaroid style photos of me and all the people I love. Well, most of the people I love. No offense to anyone I seem to have missed off of here. We must go in a photo booth and take some pictures. I love this. When I look at this, I just think of like happy times, amazing memories, and just generally amazing people. This is the second kind of officey space here, which is more of an area where I like to showcase all of the products that I've worked on and things that I've released with Zoella Beauty and Zoella Lifestyle, because obviously that's a huge part of what I do as well as make videos, so that reflects in the space I work. And I have kind of a little showcase. I like to think it's like my own personal little like shop, and it's all of the products that I love and I'm really proud of, and I like just working and being able to look up and be like, I did those, I'm really happy with those. We've got a lot of the new Zoella products in the cloud storage, and then moving on to this side, I've got more of the lifestyle products in this little white crate. I'm just really happy with this little setup. I've also got a few of the kind of older, more classic products down here and my books. It's basically a place where I inflate my ego and showcase all of the things I've released, which I think is fine. fine if it's in your own office. Moving back to this section of the unit, which actually is quite a lot of people's favourite. If you're a stationery lover, I think you might like this. Sounded very Wiltshire then, didn't I? I've got little glass pots of clips, paper clips and pins. Pots with various different pencils and felt tips and liners in all the colours you could ever imagine. Also some notebooks and journals and things. But one of my favourite things in this whole room is my acrylic storage of Sharpies. I don't know why, I think it's just very visually pleasing. You've just got every colour you could ever need and they're all set out in colour order. And that just makes me very happy. And in the bottom two cabinets are literally business files, personal files, house insurance, gas bills, all of the lovely adult things you have to do when you have a home. This is another corner of the room. I quite like this little corner, and behind me you might notice a door. This goes to Narnia. It doesn't really, it's actually a toilet with a shower, which I think isn't really needed in an office. I mean, a toilet's useful if you don't mind someone meters away listening to you pee, but I do have other toilets in the house, so we use this mostly for other storage, and for today I've hidden all the secret things that I'm not allowed to show you yet in here, so I will just leave this shut because if I open it I fear I may be drowned by stuff. This was actually a gift that was given to me last Christmas, or was it for my birthday? I don't remember, but it was from my management and they bought me this to put up in the office because they knew I was gonna have this room as my base, and they told me I could put all my magazine front cover shoots in the rack. So I don't want to take credit for it. I'm not some like vain woman putting pictures of myself in here. It wasn't my idea, but I thought it was quite a nice one because I am proud of the front covers that I've done, and there are some really great ones in here. Some I don't love as much, but still, they're a front cover, so I put them in. This one I thought was kind of worth mentioning. This was the first cover shoot I ever did back in 2013 or 14, I don't remember. But this was for Company magazine, and that's a cool one, just thought I'd show you. This one was also so much fun. This was with Tyler for 17 magazine. Amazing day. How cool is it that I have this many front covers? It's just so weird being able to see it all like this, but so cool. Moving on from my face to this side, which is less Zoella. I like this because it's so simple and you can clip anything you want to it. So this is where I put any little quotes or inspirational mottos. I quite like this one, introducing the only plant in all of the world that I will never ever kill. Because it's a photo, that's why. Ha ha ha. I've left quite a bit of space on there so I can add some new ones, but I quite like that. And then down here I have two coffee tables, one with a copper phone, which doesn't actually work because it's not plugged into anything, but it looks cool, and every office should have a phone. And I also have this frame with some pictures of me and Mark in it, a autumnal candle, and some more plants, one of which is not looking its best. Oops. And that is it. That is my office tour. I really hope that you enjoyed it, or that it gave you a little bit of inspiration, or if you're nosy like me, then it quenched your nosy thirst. I actually quite like seeing people's office tour because I'm a huge sucker for stationery. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!